tee this up, Bob. In chapter 1, you had done some exposition on the majestic vision of Jesus Christ, and it says that he's walking amongst the 7 golden lampstands, and that there's 7 stars, and the 7 stars are the 7 angels of the churches. It specifically says that.
Yeah.
And then as we get to chapters 2 and 3, each of the letters begins with, to the angel of the church at Ephesus, to the angel of the church at Smyrna. What are we talking about here? What is the identity of the angel? Tee that up for us.
I love that you threw it over to me to tee it up, since I had brought it up before. But yes, it is introduced in chapter 1. It's repeated in chapters 2 and 3. So there's at least 2 views on this that people debate. Some people think that the 7 stars, these angels, are actually supernatural angels that are guarding these churches, and I think by extension the church at large. Other people will say that these angels are referring to the pastors of those churches, because angel, the angelos, can also mean messenger. So those are at least the 2 views that I'm aware of that people debate back and forth, and I can see merit for both. But as you were reading yesterday, it was making me wonder: is it referring more to the leaders of those churches that are guarding the doctrine and everything, the way that the words are phrased in chapter 2 and 3? Although I guess I can see some merit in the other one too, but I don't know. Did you give any thought to that as you were going through? Was that something you came up in your study?
I'm familiar with the debate. I don't know that I've come to a firm conclusion here. I did remember that John the Baptist was called an angelos in Matthew chapter 11. So there's one example of at least a human being referred to as an angel or a messenger, because that's really all the word angelos means.
Right.
And, of course, in Mark chapter 1, there's the messenger passage in Malachi being quoted that may be referring to either John the Baptist or Jesus. So some people say they're human beings, pastors, leaders, elders, bishops, if you're more of the high church mentality. We certainly, as pastors, do function as a messenger for God.
Well, let's just go with that.
In other words,
you're an angel. Pastor Dave is an angel right here.
This feels, I don't know, uncomfortable. But I think... we don't have anything to say in and of ourselves. We are just simply the delivery mechanism. We're to be faithful to God's word and to deliver that to the congregation. So we're to be God's messenger. Now, if the angels are heavenly beings, perhaps some people say what that means is each church might have a guardian angel or some kind of heavenly being associated with each congregation. So maybe there's an angel of Millington Baptist Church. I don't know about that interpretation. That strikes me as having some difficulties there. The biggest thing for me is, like, John is writing the letter to them, and he's saying this is addressed to the angel of the church at, and so I'm not sure why we need letters in the New Testament that are written to heavenly beings. That seems a little unusual to me. These letters were to be read by human beings in congregations, in churches, and I'm not sure why they would need to be read by celestial beings. So for me, that view seems a little unusual. So I think probably I lean more towards this is talking about, the leaders of those churches during the time where he, the leader, was exiled to Patmos. So he was delegating the authority over to these other leaders while he was sent away because of his condition, because of his imprisonment.
Can I read this paragraph from Blomberg's book? So here now
we got the expert.
So
Let's bring in an expert on this.
Very brief here, not going super in depth, but here's what he says. He says the 7 stars that stand for the angels of the 7 churches have perennially puzzled commentators. So it's not an easy thing to interpret. The word angelos means messenger. So some have imagined letter carriers or pastors. But elsewhere in the New Testament, the expression always refers to supernatural beings. So most believe John is alluding to the Jewish idea, probably behind 1 Corinthians 11:10, which he discussed earlier in the book, of angels watching over the churches at worship. So that's how he tees it up. In any event, it is clear that the messengers he is about to write are for the actual churches in Asia Minor. So that's his short conclusion there.
There you go. Thank you for bringing in the good doctor. We'll look forward to seeing him later today.